Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Coach Deborah, and I am so happy that you decided to join us this morning here on Saturday Morning Real. We love when you join us to get that content that we have for you on a regular basis. You are so great. We love our fans. We love that you take the time out to join us to see what we're doing. So thank you. And of course, we love it when you like, comment, and share, and especially when you pray for us. So thank you for all the prayers. And last week, well, not last week, this is a continuation of this week. I could tell that you have been praying for us because the educational symposium was amazing. I was so happy and elated with how everything ran this week. It was discovered with God in and out and all over. We started out on Monday with Dr. Cynthia Smith of Jacksonville, Florida. She amazed us and wowed us with PPP, plan, purpose, and possibilities. Then on Tuesday, we had Christine Strangfield-Ricks from Chesapeake, Virginia, and she talked about the phases of lifelong learning and where you fit in. Oh, wow. And then on Wednesday, we had a retired Naval Petty Officer and educator, Elder Gregory P. Kennedy from Jacksonville, Florida, and he talked about don't let obstacles block your education. And then on Thursday, Benjamin Ballard of Jacksonville, Florida, who is the CEO and founder of Taylor Bell Foundation, closes out with success. I'm going to butcher it up. Success includes three things, which is purpose, faith. I forgot the first one, but it was amazing. So if you missed any of those nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, please do yourself a favor and go back to Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith on Facebook or YouTube and catch those rewinds. It will not be a waste of your time. It will be well worth it. But I just had to give them their kudos because it was amazing. And we got so many nuggets. I also want to thank our facilitators that we had each night. We had Anita J. Cummings, Carolyn Cuffey, Vaughn Whitfield, and Nakina Bryant Ellis. As well, I would like to thank Build Your Best Life's Board of Directors, Coach Ricardo Miller, Dan Smith, and Jocelyn Charles. If it were not for them, they all helped bring it together. And then for our sponsors and our those who give us donations, thank you. You made it happen. But I'm going to move on because our educational symposium ended on August, but this is actually the first August session of our new theme, which is Blueprint for Next Level Learning. Next Level Learning. So that's what we're starting out with this month, Blueprint for Next Level Learning. And today, I'm going to start out with the topic ABC to STEM. ABC is now STEM. You know, time does not stand still. Time ticks away. The minutes, the hours, the days, the months, and the years. Educational requirements change as new concepts, ideas, methodologies, and technology change. It changes. I know when I talk with my grandkids or hear what they're doing in school, I look at them like, what? Because the things that they are learning today, as an example, my third grade heartbeat, she's learning things I think I learned maybe in 7th and 8th grade. I mean, she's already doing long division. She's hit on fractions. I mean, my goodness, she's been deep into science. She's already having to do projects and science activities and all these things. And we didn't do that when I was in school. So everything is changing. And so what? Parents have to keep up. We know our educators are on the ball and they're keeping up. They are required to, you know, make sure that they are up to date. But parents have to, you know, learn some new things too. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to assist their children. They'll have to send them off to tutors or what have you. And even if they do learn some of these concepts, some of them get so deep, they will still need tutors, right? So let's go back and talk about the ABCs and how it was back in the day. You know, that's all people talked about. You got to learn your ABCs. It's important to learn your ABCs. Reading, writing, arithmetic. That's all they talked about. Reading, writing, arithmetic. You had to learn to read, which is still very, very essential today, because if you can't read, you can't do any of the other things. You can't do math because you have to do word problems. You have to figure things out. It's even when you're cooking, you know, you look at the label and it says for 2 servings, well, normally it's maybe 4 servings, you need a cup of this and half a cup of that. And that's too much, like in my household. So then I got to try to break it down. So I got to be able to read what it says. Then I got to know that math to figure out how to cut it down. So all that is essential. So that reading was, you know, hey, everybody was like, hey, you got to read, you got to read. Now, I can remember when I was, I'll say like in elementary school, I still knew people, my parents knew them, so that was the way I knew them, that still did not know how to read. They didn't know how to sign their names. They would make the X. And I know you probably saying, huh, what? What do you mean? Because they could not read or write. Like we used to sign, when most people don't deal with checks anymore, but how you would sign if you were cashing a check. So of course they still went to work, but they didn't know how to sign their name to their check, so they would put an X. So, you know, today, I don't know of any people personally, but I am sure that even in the United States, there are some people who are still illiterate and they don't know how to read. But we focused on that reading, and then we had to know how to write. Back when I was in school, you had to learn how to print, but we also had to learn how to write in cursive because, again, we had to sign our names. And you get the documents now, they're PDFs. So you just go on there and type your name on your computer on the PDF form, and it takes that in, encodes it, sends it back to the proper place, and that stands as your signature. It's just as binding as if you had a wet signature. And I remember right before I retired, we had started talking about e-signatures, and I was like, what in the world? How can we do that? But we can, and we do. And then, of course, the arithmetic. You had to know how to count. You want to be able to count your money, because even if you were doing odd jobs or whatever, you wanted to know how to count. But we didn't necessarily go into all of the geometry and algebra and all that, those things, unless you were taking courses that you needed to be able to attend college, or what you knew, if you knew what your major was going to be in college, and there were certain topics that you had to take. But hey, it was ABC. Today, it is so different. It is so different. Yes, it is still essential to know how to read, know how to write, as well as do math. Now, I'll change it from arithmetic to math. But you hear a lot of people talking about STEM courses, STEM schools, STEM projects, or different things. And if you were here on Monday night, this past Monday, and heard Dr. Smith, I don't know about any other part of Florida, anywhere else, but I know here she founded the first STEM academy, private school academy here for elementary school, as well as she has in a daycare here in Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County. And I mean, they are doing some things there. So they go through, she's had them learn how to do weather forecasting, to be news broadcasters. They do robotics. They've been in competition with much older kids, because again, she has one of the only STEM schools in the lower grades. So when they compete, they have to compete with older kids, and they have done very well. But STEM is the thing now. So, hey, what STEM stand for? Science, technology, engineering, and math. So science, years ago, like I said, it didn't even fall into that category of those main topics that you needed to learn. But we know that science is essential, because now, we look at people actually taking trips into outer space. We only was like, can somebody get to the moon in a rocket, of this and that? But now lay people are actually taking those trips. So you want to know, well, more and more and more about science. What is the atmosphere like in different layers as you go further and further out? What kind of gases do they have there? How is the oxygen level? How much and what type of oxygen do you have to have as you go further and further up? You need to know about atoms and molecules and all kind of chemicals, and how they react, and how things react with plants. All of these things, because we have more and more people that are developing new techniques. They're being able to take regular paper, recycle paper, and be able to use it again. Just think about that. You have this dirty old plate, and you get rid of it, and somebody is able to take that and do something with it based on the science knowledge that they have, reproduce it, make it into a recyclable, by recycling it, make it into a material that they can use to then make other paper products. That is amazing when you take the time to think about it. But that learning sciences, is just growing more and more. So what people learned maybe at age 6, I flip-flop that. maybe what we in older generations, I'll say baby boomers and the like, what we learned in 10th, 11th, 12th grade, you got elementary school students learning those things. That's how the world is changing. That's how technology is getting better. That's how the mind needs to refocus, reframe, and adjust to learn what's needed for today. It's great. We're talking about, next level learning. And I'm talking about next level learning. These are some of the things that your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, you students are learning. This next level learning, this STEM technology. So the next one is technology. Technology. And we know about technology. You're always trying to keep up. Back years ago, it was what was it? What was the thing? Something space, whatever it was. um, and then we went to Facebook, and now you have TikTok, you have Snapchat, you have all these things. Twitter is now with X, all these things. And with the technology, you can do things on the computers that you never thought you could do before. Hey, COVID hit and people were already, doing some of these things, but then everyone was like, what? Online shopping, online paying bills if they weren't doing it before, just doing everything online banking, purchasing homes online. You can even purchase a car online. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. Imagine that. Buy a car that you haven't even test drove, but you can do it. Go online, find one, get your financing, and then even get somebody to bring it to your house. You don't even have to go anywhere. All of that is technology. You can invest. You don't have to go to the bank to invest. You don't have to go anywhere to a financial planner, right? Whatever. You can go on like Robinhood or different applications and invest money. There's all types of technology. Now you have to be careful with technology, and you have to learn it though, because you don't know what you don't know until you find out you don't know. But technology is changing. It's helpful. It teaches us, but you have to learn it. And you have to be careful when you learn it, but you have to learn it in order to stay abreast of what's going on. And again, I know you're young people, you got it, and you just working it. But parents, grandparents, great grandparents, you have to keep up, not only because you have to pay bills and do things a different way, but you should want to know what your kids and grandkids are doing. Because there are, as I stated, everything out there is not good. So there are many, many, many things out there that are not safe. A lot of times kids, they're online. They may be have low self-esteem. They may have low confidence. They may be shy, a loner. So they get online and they think, oh, I found a friend. So they just online with this friend. Oh, this is my best friend. And you can get to know people online. I have probably about 10 of my good friends. I met them online and didn't meet them for years and years, some 3 years, 4 years before I ever met them in person. So your child gets online and they're corresponding with this person. They feel confident. The person makes them feel good about themselves. And so then they decide to meet up. So they've either in the same city or they saved up money and they decide to meet this person. You don't know anything about it because you don't have any locks on anything. You don't go in to see what sites they're on. And before you know it, you have a missing child, or your child is into something and you don't know anything about it. You have to be careful with all of the technology. Again, technology is wonderful, but not everyone that uses technology is wonderful. Or like we talked about last month, they're not credible. Okay, but next level learning, science, technology, and then engineering. Oh my goodness. Engineering, you got people who can just sit down and they can make your head spin with the conversations that they have going on, because they have strong math skills, strong technology skills. They have minds that think outside the box. They can problem solve. They can do critical thinking, and they go out there as engineers. They can design. They can produce, they can manage, and we're talking about big technology spaces, like, what we used to call it the land, I got the big computer room with the mainframes and everything. But now they're able to, run NASA, run, somebody can, sit probably in one city and run Amazon all over the country. But these engineers are designing all these things, apps now. And you ever been online and you were looking at something? Oh, that's a nice dress. No, I don't think I want that. And then you go on there again and it's like, oh, did you forget this? You were looking at it, you know, because they are able to design all these things. But engineering, that is another next level learning thing that is so amazing. And we talk about big bucks with big bucks, right? So our kids go to school, they go in the military. And you don't just learn all the next level learning in college now. Hey, you can learn these things in the military, trade schools, different places, because you have electricians, you have welders, you have plumbers, divers, you have all types of things that people can learn, but it's next level. And we want to have those conversations with our young people, and young people have those conversations with your parents, so you can talk about what is it that you really want to do with your life. Not what somebody else wants you to do and has been thinking all these years. Oh, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a writer. What is it that you want to do? Do you want to be an engineer? Do you want to be a sound producer? Do you want to write movies? What is it that you want to do? What is your purpose and your passion? Next level learning. And then the last one, certainly not the least one, is that math, that next level math. So you got trig, geometry, all types of algebra. You just have so many things. And then, sometimes when you're in classes and you think, why am I having to learn this? This doesn't make any sense. I'm never going to use this. But you get in there and you start taking microeconomics and things like that. And then you begin to see how you got to chart things out. You got to know about the reading and all of this. You watching a movie. Had you not found in this, I'm leaving math for a little while right now. I just get so excited about this stuff. But you learn things and it's like, okay, so I have to take this course in college. I'm not going to be a scientist or anything, but I have to take this course. And so you have to take earth science. And so you're learning about the faults and the all these things and the Santa Ana fault and all of this. And you're like, I'm not going to use this. Then you're sitting there watching this movie and it's like, oh my goodness. Oh, it was one thing to see it in class and learn all that stuff. But now I'm looking at this movie. Oh my goodness, it's making a lot of sense. So next level learning, like I'm getting excited. I'm not in school, but I am getting excited because it's just amazing. And I know that the world is changing, it's evolving, and we have to stay in tune with what's going on because, hey, we don't want to be stagnant. We don't want to live in a world, a country that is not moving like the other countries. We want to be on it. We want to stay in the fast lane as far as learning is concerned. So, hey, STEM is the way to go. So, you may hear your great-grandmother or somebody talking about ABCs. Break it down to them and tell them about STEM, STEM. Keep them in the know. And if you just joined us, we were talking about ABC to STEM. I hope you have enjoyed this conversation. If you tuned in late, please go check it out so you can take in the entire topic. I enjoyed putting it together, so I would hope that you enjoy it as well. But, don't become stagnant. Be flexible and stay open. Be open to learning. Stay with STEM in front of you to know what it is, how it can assist you in your life, make it more convenient, and help you stay abreast of what you need to know. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Again, thank you so much for joining us, because you could have been anywhere else today, but you decided to join us here at Build Your Best Life, and we greatly appreciate it. Please join us Tuesday, August 6th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Blueprint for Success. Our guest is going to be R.J. Stevenson from Tampa, Florida, and our topic is learning to work, live, and play in a complex world. Learning to live, work, and play in a complex world. So you don't want to miss that. Please tune in. As you know, this year we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over your lives. God wants you to have what? Make sure you put it in the chat now. He wants you to have prosperity, not disaster. And he wants you to have the future that you hope for. How wonderful is that? So make sure that you design your blueprint for success based on the plans that God has for you. Put in the work and build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. And I will be looking for you on Tuesday. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Bye-bye.